She's like,
Yes, but then he'll cut it on.
sorry. Good afternoon and welcome to our utility special district meeting. This is May the 21st, 2025. The time is 5:44. Madam Clerk?
Marcella Davis Panir. Councilperson Marcella Davis Panir provided notice to the clerk's office of her absence. Councilman Guyton. Chairperson Shirley Lanier.
Here.
Vice Chair Kashamba Miller Anderson.
Present.
Dr. Glenn Spiritus.
Here.
Ex officio board member Mayor Douglas Lawson.
Here.
City Manager Jonathan Evans.
Present.
Deborah Lawson in for Deborah Hall, acting district clerk. District Attorney Dawn Wynn.
Here.
District Finance Director Randy Sherman. Madam Chair, you have a quorum. You may proceed.
Thank you. We will have a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by our mayor.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any additions or deletions or substitutions for the agenda this evening? Staff?
Madam Chair, if I may,
Yes, go ahead.
Resolution 1725, I would like to remove that item off of the consent agenda and have it for discussion under the regular agenda if the board would be inclined to do so.
Okay. Any other items from the board?
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
where are we gonna put it at?
We're gonna put it right under our regular agenda.
It's gonna go before number 7.
Yes, we can take it before number 7. We'll take it after items table. There are no other objections. Can I get approval for the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Marcella Davis Panir is absent. Bruce Guyton, absent. Ms. Miller Anderson.
Yes.
Dr. Spiritus.
Yes.
Chairperson Lanier.
Yes.
That item is passed unanimously.
Thank you. For the council members that are not here, you don't have to call their name.
Okay. I didn't hear what she said. She said, how did she finish it?
Did you?
What did she say?
What was the ending of this? You said unanimous approval?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. We're to the consent agenda. All matters listed on this item are considered to be routine, and action will be taken by one motion. There will be no separate discussions of these items unless a council person so requests. In which event, the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. Are there any objections to our consent agenda? Do we have any comment cards, Madam Clerk?
We have one comment card, Cindy Marsh.
Thank you. Can we have that one first, please?
Marsh? Yes.
Hi, on the agenda, 2A, the $263,580, was that the amount that was included in when they had the town hall meeting about the different prices of what's gonna be charged, or that's some new additional amount? Or do you all know? Maybe Mr. Sherman know, because he did the town hall meeting 3 times in 1 week. So I just want to know, because I had just seen it on the news, that you all was asking for an additional $260-something thousand, and that was not included with the bill that he gave us for $400 million. And if not, why it wasn't included then?
Thank you for your comments. Are there any other questions in regards to the consent agenda? Can we have a motion to approve it?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Yeah. I am. Ms. Miller Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Spiritus?
Yes.
Ms. Lanier, Chairman Lanier?
Yes.
That motion passes unanimously.
Our next item is the awards and presentations. Presentations regarding updates of utility special district projects. Ms. Jacobs, I know that this is your item. Could you have someone address the question that Ms. March had under 2A anywhere during this meeting? Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Lanier. For the record, my name is Deirdre Jacobs. I'm the Assistant City Manager here with the City of Riviera Beach. With regards to the presentations, it's really up to you all as to whether or not they're included in your packets in a written form. We, from time to time, allow the firms, the contracted firms, to come up and make presentations, or you can accept what's written in the agenda packet. So it's up to you in terms of what your desires are, but all of the firms are here in the event that you're interested in hearing verbal presentations.
Board, are you amenable to hearing presentations? I have read the reports. I don't have any questions about them. But I'm asking other board members if you want to have questions for this item.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
I'd like to announce that Mr. Guyton has joined us, 5:51 PM.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
Assistant City Manager Jacobs, I have one question. Are we at the 90% mark yet with the design work, or are we still somewhere near there?
I'm not sure. Mr. Hoisington could answer that question for you.
For the record, I'm Michael Hoisington. Yes, sir, it was submitted on April 25th of last month, the 90%. We also had a workshop where we reviewed it with Sue and also Nigel and their staff. So it has been submitted formally to the city. We have received comments from BC, and we're actively working on responding to them.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
So you submitted what you believe was 90%, and now you're getting comments from staff with respect to that, and you're going to answer those comments? Anything major that we should be?
Nothing major at this time.
Okay. So you think we'll have this completed, it'll be 90% in the next couple weeks?
I'd say next month, in the next 4 weeks, we'll have it complete, and then we'll be ready to put it out to market for formal bidding.
Okay, thank you. No other questions.
Thank you.
Any other questions in regards to these presentations? Hearing none, we'll go to the next item, Madam Clerk. Next item is number 2E, which was pulled from the consent agenda. If you want to read that resolution, which is
Sure.
1725.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That's resolution number 1725, a resolution of the Board of Directors of the City of Riviera Beach Utilities Special District, establishing a regular meeting date, time, and location pursuant to Section 306 of the Charter and Ordinance number 2972, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date. Mr. Evans?
So moved. Second.
Madam Chair and members of the board, the item that's before you this evening is resolution number 1725 pursuant to the conversation that the utility district board had with staff looking to facilitate having a standalone utility district meeting, what would be the fourth Wednesday of the month, to accommodate the time that the board has requested to review utility district items. Pursuant to some of the agenda reviews that have occurred this week, some of the council or some of the board members have expressed the desire to discuss this item in a more public forum with respect to their official position on this matter. So staff is asking for direction as to how the board wishes to proceed. I believe I wasn't able to participate in one of the agenda reviews for councilperson Davis Panier, but she was not particularly in favor of another standalone date for a utility district meeting. So I wanted to state that for the record, but have a discussion with the board as to how you wish to proceed. The resolution before you this evening does contemplate, if voted on and approved, that it would create a special meeting date or a meeting date that would be the fourth Wednesday of the month for the utility special district. And staff is here to answer any questions the board may have and respond accordingly should the board wish to proceed forward with this agenda item or provide staff with further direction.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so Mr. Evans, clearly the city of Riviera Beach is a little different than most municipalities. They do not have separate water districts or utility districts. It's all part of the city. So if that were the case here, it would be one meeting anyway. It would be a city council meeting. I know we went through a lot in the last year, especially with the new water plant, and that required a tremendous amount of work. Also with the wells, we've already gone through most of that or a good portion of that. Do you think there's a real need for us to have a separate meeting?
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, go ahead.
I think there is some flexibility that would be advantageous for us to consider in the event that we start getting into some of the substantive discussions associated with the utility district. So for instance, when it gets into some more items on the water treatment plant or rate increases and the like, it would be good to have the flexibility to have a meeting, but pursuant to your charter, you already have that authority to do that as it relates to calling a special meeting of the utility district. So we can manage it accordingly, but it really is the pleasure of the board. We can make it work either way, depending on the direction the board chooses to go.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
So does this resolution give you the authority, does this make it a requirement that we have this meeting every fourth Wednesday or whatever it is per month? Or do you still have the leeway to say we're just going to have a meeting when we need it?
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, go ahead.
This particular resolution would facilitate the utility district meetings being on the fourth Wednesday of the month. So no longer would we do a utility district meeting at 5:30 on the second Wednesday or the second meeting of the city council. So it actually would, our time would start at 6 for our regular city council, and then you would have your regular standalone meeting for the utility district on that fourth Wednesday.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
I'm not in favor of, if looking at the agenda we have right now for today, it's not very long. If it's going to be similar to this size of an agenda, I'm fine with keeping it on the third Wednesday at 5:30. I know we used to have it on a separate day, but if we're not going to have a long agenda, I don't see the purpose in doing that. That's coming out for an extra day. But of course, if it gets down the line and we have a lot of business to attend to, then I won't mind calling a special meeting. Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
I think I was the one that brought this issue up. But when I brought it up, it was my intent to extend it more than 30 minutes because the public rely on the times that we put on these agendas, and they should. And when we were saying 30 minutes and would go over what hasn't happened much since I've been here, but I've sat out there and these meetings have lasted an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours over. So I really just wanted to extend the time, not necessarily an hour and a half or 2 hours, but probably 30 more minutes to give us ample time to actually go through. And if the agenda remains like this, that should give us more than enough time to complete it. So I'm in favor of extending the time frame from 30 minutes to an hour and keeping it on the same day.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
what are you saying? Have the city council meeting start at 6:30?
6:30, yes.
What we need to, well, go ahead. I'm sorry, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, go ahead.
What we would need to do is if the board wanted to, you could facilitate having it 30 minutes early with not having to make any other modifications. But if you are going to make it 30 minutes longer, there are other resolutions that we would have to modify concerning the regular city council meetings. So if it's the board's pleasure, we can look at doing that research.
Madam Chair?
Are you finished, Ms. Larry?
Yeah, that's not an issue it hasn't been a big issue for me. We might run over 6 o'clock a little bit, but I mean, we're talking once a month. It's not every Wednesday that we're doing that. If it's not too complicated, then I would entertain looking at maybe changing the third Wednesday city council meeting to 6:30. But if we run over, it still won't start to 7. So I don't know. You're not going to be able to gauge exactly when the utility meeting would be over. So if we run over, what's the purpose in doing all of that? And I don't think it's been an issue. At least I haven't heard of it being an issue. So I'm fine with keeping it like it is. Thank you.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
And it has been the issue, but my concern is giving the public an ample and accurate time frame that these meetings are going to last. That's really the focus of where I was trying to get. Let's not tell them 30 minutes and then it end up being an hour and a half. Now, I don't know if doing it 30 minutes earlier would cause complications with my colleagues, so I'm willing to do whatever, obviously, the board vote on, but we need to be more accurate when we're telling the public about how long a meeting is going to last. That's the main issue I'm trying to address. Don't have 30 minutes and you know we're going to be here an hour. Well, we don't know, but history would suggest that we exceed the 30 minutes more frequently than we adhere to it. And that's a problem with me because we're misleading the public then. So however you want to address it. it needs to be addressed, and we need to give the public the consideration to try to gauge as closely as we can the time that we're going to need in order to address the issues.
I think that I also had brought this up because one of the issues was that we have two current projects going on. One is the current utility district repairs, upgrades. We have a contractor in US Water, working with the staff. And on the other hand, we also have the new water plant that is coming online. It's a 90% build. That is a whole lot of stuff that's happening at the utility district level. So I really wanted a separate meeting, and it does not, because this meeting doesn't happen every single month. But I was thinking that if we had a meeting that it may not happen every month, but at least when it does happen, we would have the opportunity to have more time to talk about some of these issues that we're having in regards to the water plant, and especially because, like tonight, this agenda has every bit of $2 million on it. So these are some of the issues I think that we need to get into, but have the time and the luxury to be able to discuss it. I don't want, and I'm going to agree with all of my colleagues, and especially with Mr. Guyton in regards to, we don't want to hold people hostage because we're trying to get information and trying to get answers, but at the same time, we want to try and get through this agenda. But then again, we don't want to tell people that it'll be done at 6, and now at this time it's 6:04. So I really want us to come to some type of happy medium so that we can be able to share this information with the public. Because it is a lot going on at the utility district, a lot going on. So we need to be able to look at these issues with the luxury of having the time to do it. Now, we can look at the fourth Wednesday, but it doesn't have to be every fourth Wednesday. That's up to our members. Mr. Evans, yes, go ahead.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Go ahead.
It's been some time, but I can also look at what would be the CRA's bylaws. And maybe it's an opportunity that before, maybe the CRA meeting starts at 6:30 and the utility district goes from 5:30 to 6:30. If the board is inclined to direct staff to do that, I can look in that as well and report back accordingly, if it is a desire to extend the duration of the minutes or the meeting. And invariably, if there are situations that of large scale or substantive in nature, we can certainly look to have that meeting on the fourth Wednesday based on a special meeting, just based on the amount of information. So just some options for the board to consider.
Madam Chair,
Well, yes, go ahead, sir.
so, Mr. Evans, I sort of lean in your direction right now and my colleagues. If we have a large agenda with a lot of items and a lot of presentations, you have the ability to call a special meeting for the utility district, and it could be the same day as the CRA meeting or just a special night, but we wouldn't have to change anything that we're doing right now.
Or if that's reasonable, we can table this item until Mr. Evans comes back and brings us some more information about how we can work this out without having a whole separate meeting, which means that that'll be an additional meeting that we have with the 4 or 5 that we have every month anyway. So we can look at having that on a CRA day instead, because those meetings are not as long as city council meetings. So if the board is in agreement with that, we can table this and circle back with this when we get more information.
Madam Chair, I move to table the motion on the floor.
Second.
Postpone.
Oh, yeah, postpone.
I'm sorry. I move to postpone the meeting, the motion that's on the floor.
Okay, and we have a second. Madam Clerk?
Board Member Guyton,
Yes.
Vice Chair Kashandra Miller Anderson,
Yes.
Dr. Spiritus,
Yes.
Chairperson Lanier.
Yes.
This item passes unanimously, unanimous vote.
Next item.
Next item is resolution number 14-25 UD, a resolution of the Board of Directors of the City of Riviera Beach Utility Special District, Palm Beach County, Florida, approving a contract with Hinterland Group, Inc. of Riviera Beach, Florida, to piggyback Palm Beach County Water Utility Department Lift Station Rehabilitation, continuing construction, contract number R2024-0069 as a specific type of cooperative agreement, authorizing the City of Revere Beach Utility Special District Chairperson and the Utility Special District Clerk to execute this contract, authorizing the city manager or the executive director of the Utility Special District to approve work authorizations for the rehabilitation of 8 lift stations in the amount up to $1,300,000, authorizing the Utility Special District Finance Director to make payments from project number 23030 in the amount up to $1,300,000 after work authorizations have been issued, and providing for an effective date.
So moved.
Mr. Armstrong.
Second.
Mr. Evans?
Madam Chair, members of the board, if I can have Mr. John Armstrong, Utility District Engineer, to make this presentation.
Madam Chair,
Let's go ahead.
we do have one public comment card.
Very good. Mr. Armstrong, can give us your presentation, and we'll have our comment card.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. Good evening, Madam Chair, fellow board members, Honorable Mayor Lawson, and everyone else. My name is John Armstrong, City Beach Utility Special District staff. This resolution is for board consideration is to approve a contract that Henneland Group of River Beach, Florida, and to piggyback that contract that they have with Palm Beach County, and to authorize the city manager to authorize separate work authorizations for 8 lift stations. Palm Beach County posted an invitation to bid, and Henneland Group was the lowest responsive bidder. So this would piggyback in this contract that was competitively bid would allow the utility district to use the preferred pricing for 186 different bid items for lift station rehabilitation. The first lift station is Lift Station 47. It's a master lift station over on Haverhill Road. And we've already used that, the city manager authorized under an emergency that we rented under this preferred pricing to bypass pumps, because we had 2 pumps that went down at once, and our bypass pumps can't handle that, a master lift station of that size. So, and then the next project would be Lift Station 18. It's on Singer Island. It's about 100 feet away from the Lake Worth Lagoon, and it has 2 pipes where both pumps pump through 2 pipes. So they have holes in it, so it's repumping that flow, which is increasing electrical costs, and potentially it's going to get bigger, and it's urgent need of repair. And then there's also 6 more lift stations. Lift station, when I got the numbers, but not the addresses, but there 5 of those are in the City of River Beach, and 1 is unincorporated Palm Beach County. And there was an assessment that EAC consultants did that evaluated them and did a priority list, and so prioritizing them so as to use those lift stations to upgrade. And then, so this proposal is an amount of, the board consideration is $1,300,000, and that funding is available under project 23030, which is titled Lift Station Rehabilitation in the approved CIP. And so staff recommends a motion to approve this resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Armstrong. Can we have our public comment card now?
Mary Braham.
Mayor Brown, good evening to the entire board and everybody that's in their respectful places. I've asked this question numerous of times here. These lift stations, I'm all for this. But it is one lift station on there. I have been constantly, not just me, but the residents that live over by 8th Street, U Avenue, and S Avenue there. That's the Harmony Heights district there. It's a lift station there. I've sent pictures, and I'm gonna fill them out again and again and again. It's constantly open. I just questioned Suzanne about that. Why is that lift station open there? And it has a black long pipe that's run down in it. And this is not one day, but this is every day. Nobody can actually answer that question. And we that lives in that community, you know what 8th Street is in Missouri State. It's right across from there. Is that one of the lift stations that is going to be rehabbed? Because it sits right next to a derelict house with all the trash and garbage that can run right into that lift station. It stays open there. So please, someone answer that. And the general public wants an answer too. Because they say, Ms. Brand, please ask them about that lift station number 87. Why is it constantly open? Not one day, but every day. Why is that? We already having a problem with our water. So this is imperative here.
Thank you so much, Ms. Brand, for your time.
This is imperative here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
is there somebody here that can answer that question? Because I want to know if that lift station is staying open constantly.
Ms. Jacobs will address Ms. Brand with that. And also too, I need someone to address the issue that Ms.
Wait, I'm sorry, Madam Chair. I think probably more than Ms. Brown want to know that answer. So whatever that answer was, I would like to put it on record, please.
Yep. Madam Chair, if I may,
Yes, go ahead.
the utility district engineer can provide some comments with respect to that item. And with the question that was communicated, the $263,000, that's money that's provided for in the capital improvements plan for the utility district. So in the budget impact and fiscal impact on the cover memo, it states if the project is in the budget and the amount that it's budgeted for and where the budget is located for any particular project.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Armstrong.
Armstrong. The lift station that Ms. Bram just referred to, are you familiar with it?
No, sir, I'm not sure which one she's talking to, so I'm not that, get with Miss Bram and to find the exact list, which one she's talking about. There's a couple that are near that area.
Okay.
So,
Okay, since you're not familiar, we won't belabor this discussion. Please come back to us with that information when you find it. But we won't prolong this meeting if you find it before the meeting ends, that'd be great. So I have no further questions for Mr. Armstrong. We can move on with the meeting.
Thank you, sir. Are there any other questions in regards to this item? Hearing none, Madam Clerk.
Board Member Guyton,
Yes.
Vice Chair Miller Anderson. Board Member,
Yes.
Chairperson Lanier.
Yes.
This item passes with a unanimous vote.
Discussions by the city manager,
None, Madam Chair.
district attorney,
No, thank you.
mayor, and the board. Are there any questions or are there any statements we need to make at this meeting?
Excuse me, Madam Chair,
Yes.
we didn't do public comment.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes.
We
Public
have,
comment. Public comment shall begin at 5:45 p.m. unless there is no further business of the city council, in which that event, it shall begin sooner. In addition, if any time is being considered at 5:45 p.m., then comments from the public shall begin immediately after the item has been concluded. Please be reminded that the city council board has adopted rules of decorum governing public conduct during official meetings, which has been posted at the front desk. In effort to preserve order, if any of the rules are not adhered to, the city council chairperson may have any disruptive speaker or attendee removed from the podium, from the meeting, and/or the building if necessary. Please govern yourselves accordingly. We're supposed to have that rules of decorum right here in the middle of this aisle here. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, I didn't see it back there. All right, very good. Go ahead, Madam Clerk.
Madam Chair, we have two public comment cards. Acceptance of the public comment cards is now closed. We have Mary Bram and Cindy Marsh.
Ms. Bram.
Ms. Bram? Ms. Bram?
Mary Brown, Rivera Beach, I'm gonna again say it. I'm gonna repeat that comment. It's lift station 87, right across from Stony Brooks. See, it's that S Avenue, like you turn on into Miss Bram's, Cedric, all of our homes are over there. And that lift station there is right on that corner on MLK, 8th Street. And it's around, it's real round, and it stays open all the time. And it has a black pipe, the PVC thing running from outside to down on it. And trash blows down there in it. We have seen it over and over and over. I made these comments before last year I was talking about, but it's lift station 87. We already having problems. I agree that we should dialogue with the utility district a little bit more because we have a lot that is going on here. We have a very lot that's going on here. We're pushing to have a brand new utility district that's supposed to be built, and it's things that are always in the gap. And the residents is concerned about our channel for our water supply. And we need to know. So 30 minutes just won't cut it. Because look what we're getting into here tonight. I know you had things on the consent agenda, but people are concerned. We want to move this city here on, but we need the things to move the way they are supposed to move and take care of the things that needs to be taken care of. We've said these things over and over and over and over. It's critical. Water is life. Our supply line in the city is life. And we must have these things addressed. That's all it is to it. This has been going on for months and years. Last year before that, same thing, that lift station. And we talk about organic and inorganic matters that flows down into our sewage lines. There you go. There you go right there. When he stood up here and did the presentation last year, when they came in, he made mention about organic and inorganic matters. That's what flows down into our open pipelines as well as our sewage line. So how are we supposed to clean it up if we do not do the things that's supposed to be done? And that lift station there needs to be rehabbed. It sits right on MLK, right across from the sand pit. And the sand goes down into the swells too. We've talked about that too. The news channel wants to do an interview with me about that sand pit over there because you have those swells there too that goes right down to in our drains as well.
Thank you, Ms.
So
Graham.
these
Your
things
time
need
is
to be
up.
taken care of. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. March?
Good evening, council. I'm not trying to test y'all integrity, but I am testing your transparency and being honest. The funds thank you so much for answering the question, council, for the 263,000. But just be honest to the people here, because I was sick for 11 days in the hospital. So until you all get sick, y'all won't understand it. He just said that money was provided, the funds were provided for the water. The money that was approved from you all was not for the water plant. So if I can get a transcript of that, I would greatly appreciate it. And not only that, on May, if I'm not mistaken, on May 10th or the 11th, I might have my date wrong, but I can put it up and send it to the office. You all sent out a letter for that lift station that Ms. Graham was talking about to 8th Street and U Avenue. If you are gonna pay somebody $1 to $1 million, the least they can know the geographic of what they're doing. This young man just said he didn't know. Come on, we got to understand why we're spending our money, who we giving the money to, because you know who it reflect back on? Not you all, it reflecting back on us as citizens. Because we want to help move the city forward. We want clean water. This is my reason for coming up here week after week, whenever you all have a meeting, a regular meeting, because I want my voice heard. I want the citizens to be heard. Because we need to move this city forward, and the only way we're going to move it forward, I don't care who sit on that panel. You have to be honest and transparent to the residents here in the city of Riviera Beach and our surrounding communities that got businesses. This is a major issue, and we need something done about it. Now, if y'all don't know, go back and look at the letter that you all sent out on U Avenue and 8th Street, Barack Obama Boulevard. Come on, you all got your laptop? Look at it. Enough is enough.
Thank you for your comments. Are there any other statements by the mayor of the board?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Madam Chair, I was elected, I think my first meeting was on March 19th. The major issue in our community is water. Since that time, I have been doing a lot of reading, research, talking to U.S. Water, talking to staff, trying to get a grip on where we are with respect to process, monitoring, and compliance so that we can get our water up to the level that it should be for our residents. Long story short, I've come to a conclusion. And let me say this, something that is often said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. We just had a $1 million fine. We've had people who were caught changing the compliance results. We still have challenges. I'm not saying those are the challenges now. Dealing with our reporting, which is something that we got dinged for. We still have some of the same issues because we're doing the same thing. And I would like to put on the agenda for next meeting for us to consider another thing that was blatant to me, that we have people over the water utilities that don't have any water utilities background. That's a real problem for me. So I want to have a discussion, and I want to put it on the agenda for next meeting. I would like to consider bringing on U.S. Water or a competent consultant to run our water plant until we get it to the level that we need it to be and get the people trained in a manner that would be sufficient to keep it at that level. I told staff, I've talked to U.S. Water, and let me say this too. When I come in here and say these things, I've already shared them with staff. I don't play the gotcha moments. Staff knew exactly what I was going to say tonight. So I told staff that it's my opinion that they should get out of the way and let professionals do this job. If you don't have any training in water and utilities, we need to move staff out of the way and let professionals get us back to the level that we need to be. Right now, when I said something about insanity, The same thing that got us where we were with that $1 million fine is happening now. We have allowed people with no water background to choose the executive director. To me, that's insanity. Please, no comments. I'm not saying this for that. But I'm saying that if we're going to continue to do the same thing that got us in the situation before, that's on nobody but us now. Because we know that we have people without the background to be making decisions with the water. I talked to U.S. Water. One of the things that I discovered was I knew West Palm Beach were having a lot of problems down there at one time. What West Palm Beach did, they accepted the fact that they didn't understand it. They brought in U.S. Water to run it. They had full control. Hire, fire, they deal with the labor agreements and all that other good stuff. But we have people hiring people who don't have a background in water utilities. So I want to have this discussion about what is the best way to move forward. Because if we just continuing down this road the same way, we're going to get the same results, and our community deserves better. So I would like to put it on the agenda for discussions to consider having U.S. Water or another consultant to come in and run our water utilities department until we get it to an acceptable level. And I didn't go into, and at the meeting, I go into some of the evidence that I had. You all have been getting emails about a council person suggested information or requested it, so we're sending it to you too. That was me. The assessment that was done in 2016, the training that was done in November 24, and the follow-up that was done in February 25 to determine if any progress has been made. Not. And we need to address that. So I'd like to put it on the agenda on discussion, because I think that we need people over there who actually have a water utilities background to actually run it. Hire, fire, full staff. Thank you.
Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I appreciate everything my colleague just said, but I've been on this board now for a little over a year, and I would have to say, and I have some water background, and I'd have to say that we've come a real long way. I would like to thank the city manager and Deirdre Jacobs for and Mr. Armstrong for doing a wonderful job in bringing us to the point where we are now. I am the one that made the motion to hire an independent company, and we brought on U.S. Water to assist us in getting our existing plant up to speed and to help train our employees. They have been participating in the new executive director search. I know that Susan Melamud, PE, who is one of the top engineers in the country and worked full-time for one of the largest engineering firms that designs water and sewer plants and builds water and sewer plants, is part of the city manager's consulting team and has also weighed in on all hiring and firing with respect to the utility district. We know that since I've been on the board, we no longer have the former executive director, the assistant director, the water plant manager, the compliance person. They are gone, and we're bringing new people into those positions, and we're taking our time to get the right people in those positions. I'd like to see the city manager bring to us a resolution for hiring a new executive director very soon, because I think it's needed. But we have come a long way, and U.S. Water has been there with us. Mr. Miller, thank you so much for everything you've been doing for us. And we've been making a lot of progress in the last year. You can see even tonight, we're fixing lift stations. We're at the 90% level now. We're pretty close to it for the design of the engineering. We know what sources we're going for funding the new water plant. and we're getting applications in on that. We've already submitted some of the applications. So I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I don't see it to be a train. I see a real light, and I'd like to thank the staff and the city council, who I've been able to work with for the last year, in getting us to this point. So I think that the water issue is pretty close to being solved. I know that our existing water plant has made some tremendous strides in upgrading and in the quality of the water that we're putting out now. And I'd just like to thank everyone for doing that. Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
Mr.
And
Miller.
you said we didn't need a whole meeting by itself. Go ahead.
I know it. I know it. This is very important, though.
No, that's fine. Go
um,
ahead.
Because the compliance reports that I'm reading do not support what Dr. Spirit is saying. And I'll reveal them, not here, but I'll reveal the reports. If I come to this meeting and I'm saying something, it's because I have evidence. But Mr. Miller, would you come to that mic for a minute, please? And this has been the problem of Riviera Beach.
Mr. Guyton, let me caution you, we are at the end of our meeting.
I
and
understand. I have one question.
You're getting into an area that we're gonna all have to respond. It's gonna be a whole other meeting, so.
No, it's not gonna be another meeting. I just
Oh.
have one question.
Okay, very good.
Because I don't want something to be left out there that Dr. Spirit has said that may not be completely true. Mr. Miller, and could you just tell us who you are?
Yes. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for having me, Chair, Council, and City Administration. My name is Michael Miller, and I'm with U.S. Water Services, and we're a consultant on the existing plant.
Do you feel that you have the experience and expertise with the existing staff to put us at a level that we need to be right now?
No, not right now.
What was that?
No, not right now.
Okay. I have no further questions right now, but we need to have a discussion about what's really happening at that water plant. And I would hope that y'all will read these reports that I've read before we get out there misleading people like everything is okay. It's not okay.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so, Mr. Miller, is the water coming out of our plant meeting the state and federal guidelines?
Yes, it is, sir.
It is. So we're in compliance with state and federal guidelines.
That is correct.
That's correct. Have you been in discussions with the city manager and our staff about hiring new people that meet the qualifications of who you would recommend for jobs?
I have been very involved with that.
Yes?
I've been quite involved with that.
Yes, thank you. So I guess what I said was correct. Thank you.
Okay, so we will move on, Mr. Guyton. We're gonna have a very good
I
discussion
was done. I
about
said
this.
I was done.
All right, thank you so much, sir.
I'm
With
not
that
going
being,
back and forth.
thank you, Mr. Miller, for your comments.
You're welcome.
We're at the end of this agenda. We're going to break for about 5 to 10 minutes to start our city council meeting. This meeting is adjourned.